Oh my gosh. So I've done so much in the way of teaching different things in different venues. So paper crafts and puppetry, coaching soccer, martial arts for stage and screen, helping teach at this circus school. Oh, and I thought of something else that I did. Got trained as a peer mediator. Music for me started before I can remember, really. So I was always interested in sound. I reacted very strongly to sounds. I also hummed all the time, apparently. And then as I got a little older and my parents had a small piano in their house and I would go and start playing on it, and they realized that I was really interested in music, and so they tried to figure out how to help me in my music education. And it was a little difficult because I wasn't really interested in doing things a traditional way. I was a little bit stubborn. Like, I wanted to learn what I wanted to learn. And if there was a different curriculum, I was like, no, I want to do it this way. But thankfully there was a neighbor who was pretty flexible about things, and she helped me to start to learn different musical techniques kind of more on my style of learning. And so that helped me, it gave me the piano as a bit of a foundation for other instruments and music theory that I would learn later. So there's different schools of thought about how real it is that people have different learning styles, but there's obviously some truth to it. Like, some people really like to go read a book, or some people really like to watch a video, or some people like to listen to a lesson about it, or there's different ways of the ways that people like to learn. I'm very hands-on. I need to do it. I need to talk about it and get my hands on it and try stuff and ask questions and have it be very interactive. So that's how I like to learn. And so that's kind of my approach with my data as well. It's like, let's understand this data. Let's listen to it. Let's play it back. Let's turn it upside down. Let's turn it into music. Let's listen to it and talk about it together. And so it's kind of a collaborative process. I've used some techniques from one discipline sort of literally in another discipline. So for example, I was studying snapping shrimp behavior. And so I was watching them and I needed to have a way of writing down what they were doing. And so I took a technique from stage combat because there were two shrimp at once and I wanted to describe their interactions. I'm like, oh, I can just use the way that we write down our stage combat choreography. So I drew a line down the middle of the page and I wrote using drawing from that technique. When I approach problems or opportunities, I don't think, oh, I'm going to put on my marine biologist hat. Now I'm putting on my circus hat. Oh, now I'm going to put on my stage combat hat. The way that I learned things interactively meant that everything is interconnected. So if I'm faced with a problem, I'm drawing from all of those kind of rules of thumb, nuggets of information from all of those different sectors and the intersections of those sectors to be able to answer that question. And for me, that's a really valuable way to approach things, because often a really difficult problem can be solved if you come at it from a new perspective. And so all of these different disciplines provide these new perspectives that we can bring to it. And sometimes it's going, let's turn it upside down. Or it's, I think we need a new perspective from somebody else. And you think, who else do you need to bring into that team? And it might be somebody kind of unexpected from a traditional standpoint.